Sex trafficking and human slavery is a $32 billion global industry in which the individual stories of the mainly women it entraps often get lost. A new film, Love Sonia, by the director Tabrez Noorani, the Indian producer of Slumdog Millionaire, is inspired by true events in a country which finds it hard to admit it's got a huge problem. Sonia is a young Indian village girl who goes in search of her sister, whom her impoverished, debt-ridden father has sold unwittingly or otherwise into sex slavery in Mumbai. Sonia herself is then sexually abused and trafficked out of India in a container, first to be raped in Hong Kong and then in the affluent suburbs of LA. There are a host of well-known Indian actors in the film, but Sonia is played by a first-timer, Mrunal Thakur. Rashmi, a long-time sex worker, is played by the Hollywood star Freida Pinto.
You know, you're aware of the word sex trafficking, but to get introduced to the world through a film like Love Sonia, for me, through a script, was definitely shocking. Definitely shocking, because there's so much that I thought I knew and there was so much I did not know.
पता है तेरी छलन रोज आई लव यू बोलता है तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ बोलता है घड़ी घड़ी पता है तेरी छलन क्यों बुलाती हूँ कहीं पे निगाहें कहीं पे निशाना.
You play the part of Rashmi, who's a kind of, for want of a better expression, a senior sex worker.
Yeah.
Who meets Sonia, who is this underage girl who is trafficked in from the village. Tell me about Rashmi's character and her story.
Rashmis exist in every part of the world. You know, in your high school, there's always that one hurt person who is hurting other people. And the damages that, you know, one carries in their life is what shapes them and what makes them who they are today as well. And so I play Rashmi very unapologetically. The kind of women that I want to portray are the women that really do exist in this world. I am not going out there to play just a Puritan woman day in and day out. It's also boring. They don't exist, in my opinion. I met two of the girls who came to set to help guide us through the process of filming in terms of the authenticity, the language, the body language as well being so important. And I asked one of the girls if she had an opportunity to escape this world and live a different life, if she would take that on. And I asked her, what if you fell in love? You know, let's take a situation like that. What if you fell in love? Would you run away with the person you've fallen in love with and live a different life? And she laughed at me and she said, love only happens in your world. In my world, there's only betrayal.
I wonder, looking at India as well, where women are in this, many millions of women are in this dreadful situation where they are not regarded in any way as equal.
It all comes down to that mindset, you know, that continues to exist, that continues to perpetuate, that continues to somehow even be fed by the system, that it's okay for us to look at women a certain way and hail men and put them on a platform. It's in the upbringing, it's in the teaching. And I kind of feel like, you know, in order to change that mindset, you can't just go in there like a white knight in shining armor saying, you need a change, you know? You have to understand the history of this mindset as well.
And also the idea that it's about shaming.
Let's not even go into sex trafficking. Let's just talk about sex. There's so much stigma attached to even just talking about sex and intimacy, and there's so much suppression that it kind of makes it impossible to then go into, you know, the things that really affect society.
ये तो मेरी माँ मेरी चचेरी फूफेरी एक भी बहन बात नहीं करती गाली हूँ मैं उनके लिए
लेकिन अगर घर नहीं जाएंगे तो कहाँ जाएंगे
अरे प्यारी बहना वो तो दिल में हमारा कब का क्रियाक्रम कर चुके हैं अब तो बस इस नरक लोक के मजे ले लो.
How is this film being viewed in India? And how widespread is the reaction to it?
The common word that I kept hearing is, it's too dark. I mean, hello, the world is dark and it exists. This is what the girls actually go through. And this is actually a version of what the girls go through. If we had to really tell you what they went through, you wouldn't be able to watch this film at all. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of this film. I'm really proud that it exposes a world that we need to fully understand in order for us to empathize and want to do something about it.
I wonder if this works in two ways. Because you are not, as it were, part of that Bollywood scene, were you able to do it, whereas maybe a lot of Bollywood actresses would feel they couldn't do it? Or because you are, in a sense, an outsider because you don't live there, would people would say, well, what does she really know?
I would agree with you on one hand that it is a risk. The fact that I have to say it's a risk, it's so sad. You know, because as an artist, you want to be able to do. There has to be no judgment on the kind of roles that you do and the roles you pick. You want to do it because you want to tell a story.
In your own work that you do to empowerment, you work on Girl Rising and about education. You say about this whole business about modern slavery and sex trafficking is about education. So what inroads are you making?
In order to change a certain, well, a criminal act or a certain mindset, you have to go down to first helping them understand what is wrong, to inspire people to see what is actually going on in their own society.
Sonia is just one person in this global horrific trade, but only 1% are saved from sex trafficking and human slavery. Isn't that just terrifying? This is 2019.
Watching this film actually makes you look at the situation around you a little differently. It makes you wonder when you see something that seems a bit off. It makes you question immediately, is that a trafficking action in progress? You know, and it's so scary that the numbers are so high up there, because behind every number is a story. And that is a story that, as an actor, I feel like this is my opportunity to go out there and tell these stories so that they just don't get reduced to numbers.
Freida Pinto, thank you very much.
Thank you.